Aloha, everyone. Welcome to Leveraging Up Your Voice, Your Story, Your Impact. And today I've got a special friend in the house. His name's Graham Hawley. Did I pronounce that properly?
Close enough. Hawley.
Hawley.
Graham Hawley.
Graham Hawley.
Thank you.
And he's going to be introducing us to Simply Health Consciousness. Are you excited, Graham, to be here?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely excited, and I appreciate the invite.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question to get us started, and that is, Graham, what inspired you to take the journey that you're taking right now?
Well, it's quite emotional, actually, how I got into this. I got into the health and wellness business by default. After observing my brother and my father both become debilitated through conditions type 2 diabetes had caused them, I wanted to make sure I wasn't heading in that direction. And even was it hereditary? Really, at that time, I realize now I knew nothing about health. And so then I just started to do some research, what led me down a rabbit hole. Then I got onto a 6-month course of nutrition and, how to lead a healthier life. And I got certified as a health and wellness coach. And I just developed a passion over the last 5 going on 6 years now.
Wow, that's a big drive to really rethink about what we're doing in our life and what we're consuming and how we're actually living that. So, Graham, you were inspired because of your brother. What inspirations have you learned, and how are you integrating it into your business?
Well, what I learned is that I'm going to kind of just say, because of the disinformation and misinformation and deceptive packaging by food companies, I realized that I wasn't eating healthy. That was one factor. And then when I started to find out more about how to really strive for optimal health, I have a thing I call the 5 pillars of health now, which focuses on nutrition, exercise, sleep quality, stress management, managing your stress, and being mindful of alcohol consumption, because they're the 5 factors. You get those lined up, and unfortunately, some people, I probably had about 4 of those to work on. And I worked on them, and then I know now I'm leading an optimally healthy life.
Wow, not only are you teaching, you are teaching from experience, if there was, if you could reach out and actually talk straight to our viewers and our listeners out there, what are some of the tips that you can give them to be aware of what's going on with their health, or those kinds of things? Can you help us with that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say definitely start off by going have some extensive blood work done, and then you find out, because it is a sign of your overall metabolic health. It's not the A-all and the B-all, but it'll tell you if your triglycerides are high, or your HDL's low, your cholesterol, whether you're developing fatty liver. And I mean, there's lots of things you can do. So I would say get that done first. And if you're carrying weight, especially around the midriff, it's the most dangerous type of weight to carry. If you've got subcutaneous fat, you can jiggle a few inch. There's really appears to be not detrimental to your health. But if you gained weight, you're walking around with inflammation, you're setting yourself up for further problems. And if you're leading a sedentary life, I mean, there's the 5 factors of being healthy. So at least start by being honest with yourself with the 5 things I mentioned, and even get a journal out, write them down. If you want to start these lifestyle changes, you have to get organized, and you got to commit to it. But once you do it, you'll find you have more energy, You can eventually live the life you imagine and not spend the last 10 years of your life like my brother and my father, debilitated. My father ended up with 7 chronic illnesses, became housebound for 5 years, and he died riddled with gangrene. Something we should ask ourselves, what do you want your health to be like in 10, 20 plus years from now? Some people have 40, 50 years ahead of them. And the way you live your lifestyle now is going to lead to, are you going to be healthy, or are you going to struggle the last 10 years? And not necessarily the last 10 years, because of what children as young as 5 years of age are now being diagnosed with lifestyle disease. Again, the misinformation, disinformation, deceptive packaging by food companies is the problem. People think they're eating healthy, but they're not.
Wow, those are powerful recommendations there, Graham. You know, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, where would they, what would they need to do?
They could go to my website, which is simplyhealthconscious.com. I'm also on social media by my name, Instagram. I think Instagram, I'm on Simply Health Conscious, but Facebook, I go by my name on Facebook, Graham Hawley. So there's lots of ways you can, if somebody wants to reach out, they can definitely reach out.
Awesome. You know, Graham, before we go, I know that you talked about food labels being misdone. Can you help me elaborate on that just a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you were going to, I think look, if it comes in a box, tub, packet, carton, wrapper, it's got a label on, you need to know what you're putting in your body. So I would say, first of all, look for the added sugar. If it's got added sugar in, personally, I don't get anything with added sugar. I very rarely, I eat real food. That's my advice to everybody. Slowly start to eat real food, lean organic meat and chicken, wild caught fish, seafood, fruits and vegetables, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds, herbs and spices. You can make hundreds of meals from them. But if you are buying anything out of a packet tub, look for the added. Now, the problem is where the deception comes in. It might say no added sugar, but when you move down to the ingredients label, I think there's 21 different names for sugars, which are equally as damaging as the refined sugar they're talking about. So again, it's understanding, and that's what I help my clients with, is understanding how to read these labels, because they are very deceptive, unfortunately. So definitely do that. I say if it's got more than 4 or 5 ingredients, put it back on. Some of them have 15, 16 ingredients, which includes, it includes stuff you don't want to put in your body. That's what it includes. And this is the part of the epidemic, the lifestyle disease epidemic, is what people are putting in the bodies thinking it's okay to eat. Real food is okay to eat.
Very good, Graham. Thank you so much for those tips. So listeners and viewers, I hope you leaned in, because Graham gave us some amazing tips. Eat healthy, be aware of the labels. And yes, I got to learn how to read labels here, Graham. So thank you for that advice. And so if you'd like to contact Graham, we will be putting his website and phone number on our replay. And I'm saying this to you, pay attention, because we only have one life to live. Yes, Graham?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. From leveraging up your voice, your story, your impact. Thank you so much, Graham, for stopping by. Everyone, have an amazing day.